Chapter 7. The dispute between Brahma and Vishnu. Brahma, the god of creation, began to narrate his tale, revealing the mystical origins of his existence and his encounter with the eternal cosmic forces of Narayana, Vishnu and Shiva. Long ago, Brahma said, while Lord Narayana was submerged in a deep, timeless slumber, a marvelous event occurred. From his navel, by the grace and desire of Lord Shiva, a gigantic and extraordinary lotus emerged, stretching its petals towards infinity. This lotus was not ordinary. It was vast beyond measure, its stalk extending endlessly through the cosmic waters, shimmering with a brilliance that outshone 10 million suns. Its golden pericarp radiated a divine hue, illuminating the boundless expanse of creation. Shiva, the Supreme Lord, ever engaged in the cosmic dance of creation and dissolution, with Parvati as his divine consort, exerted his will. From his right limb, with great effort, Shiva created me, Brahma, the creator of the universe. I came into being, but in his sport and through his illusion, Shiva veiled me in ignorance, ensuring that I would not recognize my true origin immediately. Thus, though I was born from the umbilical lotus of Lord Vishnu, I remained unaware of my creator, caught in the great delusion. I found myself seated upon that vast lotus, adorned with 4 faces and a red complexion, with the sacred Tripundra marks on my forehead, yet my mind was clouded with uncertainty. Questions plagued me. I pondered deeply, and my thoughts led me to believe that my origin must lie below, at the base of this magnificent lotus. Determined to discover the truth, I descended the lotus's stalk, hoping to find the source of my existence. For 100 celestial years I descended endlessly, but the root of the lotus eluded me. Disheartened and tormented by doubt, I reversed my course and began the arduous journey upward. Yet even after another 100 years of searching, I failed to reach the top of the lotus. Exhausted and disillusioned, I paused in my quest, overwhelmed by the futility of my efforts. It was then, O great sage, that the voice of Shiva, compassionate and powerful, echoed through the heavens. The divine command, "Perform penance," resounded in my ears, dispelling the fog of confusion from my mind. Encouraged and filled with new resolve, I undertook severe penance for 12 long years, yearning to find my creator and to understand my purpose. At the end of my penance, my patience was rewarded. Lord Vishnu, the sustainer of the universe, appeared before me. His form was a vision of unparalleled beauty and grace. His 4 arms held the conch, discus, mace, and lotus. His radiant body was clothed in yellow silk, and his skin glowed with a deep cloud-blue hue. His face, adorned with a golden crown and resplendent with divine ornaments, shone with a radiance that eclipsed 10 million cupids. I was awestruck by his magnificent presence, yet still caught in the web of Shiva's illusion. Though Narayana stood before me, my intellect, clouded by delusion, failed to recognize him as my progenitor. Filled with wonder, I asked him, "Who are you?" In my ignorance, I even tried to wake him from what I believed to be his deep slumber, striking him with my hands. Lord Vishnu, ever patient and compassionate, opened his lotus-like eyes, still wet with the remnants of sleep. His gaze, soft and serene, fell upon me and he smiled kindly. He greeted me with the words, "Welcome, O dear child, Pitamaha, grandfather. Do not be afraid, I shall grant you whatever you desire." But, O sage, driven by pride and the dominance of Rajaguna, I was angered by his words, I thought. Inflamed by my own arrogance, I retorted, "Who are you to speak to me so lightly? I am Brahma, the self-born, the creator of worlds, the soul of the universe. The Vedas declare me as unborn, the eternal, all-pervasive supreme being. Why do you address me in such a trivial manner?" Vishnu's smile faded as he calmly replied, "O Brahma, I know you as the creator of the worlds, but it is from my body that you have emerged. You are born of the lotus that springs from my navel. Yet blinded by pride and delusion, you have forgotten me, the eternal sustainer of all creation. I am the supreme Brahman, the source of everything, creator, sustainer and destroyer. You must recognize this truth and seek refuge in me." Still, I could not accept his words. Fueled by the illusion of Shiva, I challenged him further, dismissing his claims. Thus, a fierce argument ensued, and in our delusion, We engaged in a terrifying battle. Our powers clashed violently in the vast waters of dissolution, both of us intoxicated by pride, each believing himself to be supreme. Then, O great sage, at the height of our conflict, a colossal and fiery linga, Shiva's phallic emblem, appeared between us. Its brilliance was beyond comprehension, a blazing column of fire that stretched infinitely in all directions. Neither beginning nor end could be perceived, and it was as furious as the fire of cosmic dissolution. Its presence was so overwhelming that both Vishnu and I were rendered unconscious by its scorching flames. When we regained our senses, Vishnu spoke first, his voice humble. "O Brahma, it is clear that this linga represents a power far greater than both of us. Let us cease our quarrel and seek to understand its mystery. I shall assume the form of a boar and descend to find its root, while you take the form of a swan and ascend to discover its top." Thus, Vishnu transformed into a massive white boar, his body as vast as a mountain, while I, assuming the form of a swan, soared upwards. For 1,000 years Vishnu delved into the depths and I ascended higher and higher, but neither of us could find the end of the infinite linga. Exhausted and humbled, we returned to the base of the linga and prostrated ourselves before it. It was then that we realized the linga represented the formless, unmanifest aspect of Shiva, beyond all comprehension, beyond all dualities. Together, Vishnu and I offered prayers to Shiva, acknowledging our ignorance and seeking his forgiveness. After 100 autumns of prayer and penance, Shiva finally revealed himself to us, his form radiant and awe-inspiring. We bowed in deep reverence, our pride quelled, and from that moment we recognized the supreme truth, that Shiva, Vishnu and Brahma are but different aspects of the same eternal cosmic principle. Thus, Brahma concluded his tale, reminding us that even the greatest of beings can fall prey to delusion, and that humility and devotion are the keys to understanding the ultimate reality.